University on Australia's beautiful Gold Coast, and welcome to an exclusive broadcast for our friends in Canada. Hello, I wish I was there. Now, this is Study in Australia, live from Bond, and I'm your host, Candice Dixon. I'm actually a proud Bond alumna, having studied a Bachelor of Communication all the way back in 2008. Can you believe it? It is so great to be back on campus here today, presenting a Canadian's Guide to Australian Universities and, of course, Bond University. Today you're going to hear from lots of different people, both here on campus and via video link from Canada. Now, of course, the last 12 months have presented challenges for people all around the world. Our hearts are with you all in Canada right now. In Australia, we're fortunate to have kept COVID-19 cases very low throughout the pandemic, and things are relatively normal for us here. Of course, we're still adhering to physical distancing, contact tracing, and hygiene guidelines. But masks are obviously not mandatory, and students in Australia have returned to classes, learning alongside those starting their studies remotely from all around the world. While we'd love to be hosting you here on campus, we are inviting you into our world all the same, just in a virtual way. We're also giving you the chance to win a $1,000 Best Buy voucher just by tuning into the stream and registering your details. What better way to start your university journey than with a brand new laptop? Head to bond.edu.au/study in Australia to enter. Remember, you're welcome to ask questions, give us feedback, or just say, hey, how you going? Through YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, and of course, the Bond website. Now, Bond University has a very strong connection to Canada. More than 2,000 Canadians have graduated from Bond. And in fact, the university's first ever student president was Canadian. Of those graduates, 84% have since returned to Canada to work, 13% have remained in Australia, and the rest are based in more than 10 other countries all around the world. Canadians looking to study in Australia and at Bond have an expert on the ground in Canada. Joining us live from Ontario is Bond's International Regional Manager himself, Stuart Floyd. Now, Stuart is based in Canada full-time and is ordinarily travelling the country, supporting future Bond students with the entire process. He isn't travelling as much these days, but he's still speaking with students every single day. G'day, Stuart. How are you today?
I'm doing well, thanks, Candice.
It's a bit more chilly over in Canada than it is on the Gold Coast, isn't it?
Just a little bit at the moment.
I actually think I'd rather swap with you. I'd love some hot chocolate and some marshmallows, I think. How long have you been based in Canada, Stuart?
So I've actually been based over here for the university now for about 10 years.
Okay, wow. You are an expert, definitely. So what programs are most popular in Canada?
Absolutely. We get lots of students inquiring every year about all different types of programs, but the majority usually come for our law programs. We have both a Bachelor of Laws and a Juris Doctor program, and we're seeing lots of students come and study our allied health programs as well, things like physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and nutrition and dietetic practice.
I said you're an expert, and that's also because you're a Bond graduate. Can you tell us a bit about your journey?
Absolutely. So I actually studied at Bond back in the early 2000s. I completed my Bachelor of International Relations and then also went to law school at Bond as well. I decided not to practice, but I've now been working for Bond for close to 16 years in admissions, both in Australia and here in Canada.
You've managed to fit so much in such a small amount of time. For the viewers tuning in today, what can they expect to see?
Well, as you said in the introduction, we would love to have everyone come down to campus with us. However, at the moment, that's not possible. So we're hoping today that we will give a good sense of everything that is Bond, our programs, our students, our academics, our facilities, and our alumni as well. And so hopefully by the end of today's presentation, you'll know everything you need to know about Bond University.
I already have questions. So how can people get in touch with you?
For sure. I really do encourage people to get in touch. You can go to our Bond website, bond.edu.au/study in Australia, and send an inquiry. I'll then get back in touch with you once the presentation's finished.
How great is this personalised service? I think it's awesome. Thank you so much, Stuart. We'll check in with you very shortly. Since you've tuned into the broadcast today, you may be wondering, what's life really like studying in Australia and on the Gold Coast? We're broadcasting from Bond's main campus here in the beautiful Varsity Lakes. Varsity Lakes is about a 5-minute drive from the beach. It's the geographical heart of the Gold Coast. I also grew up here, so we are truly in the middle of all the action. The Gold Coast has an average of 300 days of sunshine per year, my favourite fact, and on those days we can enjoy more than 50 kilometres of sandy beaches. They're just beautiful. But it isn't all about the beaches here. This city has so much to offer, from the spectacular rainforest hinterland to a vibrant cultural and art scene. So let's take a look at a day in the life of a Canadian student here at Bond. All about the me time. That really made me miss being a student at Bond so much. Joining me now in the studio is the Director of International, Lisa Cowan, to tell us all about Australian universities. Now, Lisa, you're actually from North America originally, so you've got a really unique perspective when it comes to comparing universities. Can you start by giving us a bit of an overview on the Australian university system?
Absolutely, thanks Candice. Most Australian universities operate a standard 2-semester model. So semester 1 would start in March and go to June, semester 2 from July to November. As we're on opposite sides of the world, Canada and Australia, we have opposite seasons. So we're in summer right now, where I think our Canadian friends are definitely well into winter. At Bond University, we offer a different model than the standard. We have 3 intakes per year, January, May, and September. And that allows students to be able to complete a bachelor's degree in just 6 semesters at Bond, or 2 years, compared to in Canada, where that would take 3 to 4 years.
Wow, that's why Stuart's been able to fit so much in. And what would you say the main similarity is and the main difference, if you had to pick one?
Oh, you know, there's so many. Obviously, living and studying in another country is a fantastic opportunity. The real difference, I think, in the systems is that ability to graduate earlier, to get out and start your career earlier and start making money and doing what you love.
And what sort of options are available?
So we have 43 universities in Australia, and a mix of public versus private, big city universities versus those that are based on the coast like Bond, or regional campuses. And it's important to remember that you can study across a wide range of areas, so undergraduate, postgraduate, and even research degrees. Our degrees are also regulated nationally in Australia, so it means that wherever you study, you're going to get a great quality education in Australia.
There's no denying we have a fantastic reputation. So can you tell us a bit about Bond's ranking internationally?
Well, first I'll mention Australia, because we pump against the norm, I think. We have 5 Australian universities and the top 50 universities in the world ranked by the Times Higher Education System. So we're up there with the best in Canada and around the world. For Bond specifically, we've been consistently ranked number 1 for student experience in Australia for over a decade, and that's something we're really proud of. We also have a range of internationally recognized degrees. So as Stu mentioned, physiotherapy, law, occupational, just to mention a few.
I feel really intelligent just sitting next to you. What do Canadian students need to know when they are going to study in Australia?
Well, one of the really important things, because a lot of Canadian students do want to do a professional degree, is that in Australia we have those programs at the bachelor's level. So it means you can come straight from high school, if you know what you want to do, enter a degree in law, for example, and be out in the workforce, save a few years on your study, whereas in Canada you would have to do a general degree first. But that's okay if you take that path. If you already have a bachelor's degree in Canada, we have professional degrees at the postgraduate level as well in Australia.
So what would you say the main benefit is for Canadians to study in Australia?
Well, we've touched on the quality, and I think that we're really well recognized around the world and by the Canadian professions. We've talked about the fast-track degrees you can get at Bond to get you out there and working and making money sooner. But one of the real benefits is that international experience. While you can't come to Australia quite yet, being able to live and experience another culture and start your degree, make friends, and you've seen the pictures of the Gold Coast. We live in an amazing place, so you can't deny the weather.
Burleigh Hill, I'm sold. So what's the process to gain admission?
Well, as an international student, you'll apply direct to your university of choice. We have a range of programs and entry requirements depending on the university you're applying for. A nice thing about applying to Australian universities is that we have what we call rolling admissions, which means you can apply pretty much any time of the year for your chosen program and intake and get an offer. But if you don't meet the requirements, most Australian universities will have pathway programs that'll help you get there.
Well, thank you so much, Lisa. It has been fantastic talking to you. That brings us to the end of our first section already of Study in Australia live from Bond. We'll be back in a moment to take a deep dive into the Bond's Faculty of Law and Canadian Law program. If you have any questions at all, let us know in the comments or head to bond.edu.au/study in Australia to get in touch with our mate Stuart. Remember, you also have the chance today to enter the draw to win a $1,000 Best Buy voucher. You can find all of the details on our website.